Good morning and welcome to parents, families, faculty and staff, and of course, the class of 2022. You look great in your funny hats. My name is Trinity Poon, and I am honored and humbled to be delivering this speech as this year's Salutatorian. I am excited to begin by expressing my immense gratitude for my community. To our teachers and coaches, thank you for your endless patience, support, and enthusiasm. You are the reason we've worked so diligently to fulfill the potential you recognized before we could. To my friends, thank you for your wit and vibrance. Life would be dreadfully dull without it. And finally, to my family, to Callie and William, thank you for being by my side every step of the way, literally. And Mom and Dad, thank you for showing me what it means to be intelligent, humble, kind, and patient. Your strength and guidance inspire everything I do. When I sat down to compile my ponderings into a memorable speech, suffused with wisdom, advice, and witty observations, I realized that it was going to be a much more challenging task than I originally thought. Not only because of a worsening case of senioritis, but also because I have far more questions than words of sage insight. At this juncture in our lives, it feels as though everything is ending. We began with our last first day, then our last games, where we said goodbye to our coaches and teammates, and victories on the SHS fields. As the year progressed, the lasts arrived in multitudes. Last week, last dance, last day, and now our last goodbye. Generally, at the end of a critical time, when we are confronted with these lasts, we're granted the answers to our burning questions. Did the underdog prevail in the big game? Was Sam, Bill, or Harry the real dad? In many ways, questions of similar importance were posed during high school. Although we stand here today, ready to slide our tassels and give one last farewell to our home base of the past 6 years, I still don't possess the answers to my greatest inquiries. How can one community help another across the world when tragedy strikes? Can we really separate the art from the artist? What is an acceptable amount of time to give someone to realize they're still muted on Zoom? These questions continue to confound me, despite all I've learned. However, this was not a failing of SHS. Instead, it's proof of the value of the education and experiences I, along with my classmates, have gained during our time here. The late poet, Rainer Maria Rilke, advises, "Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given to you, because you would not be able to live them. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then, gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer." Each day, as we snaked our way up and down Quaker Meeting House and raced to beat the SHS clocks, we were forging a foundation for learning. We unearthed our first passions, fostered meaningful connections, and dabbled in failure in order to construct the values that will guide us in our establishment in the world. That is, with each day we've spent in this school, we were learning how to think by first forming who we are. Our questions of who we would be in high school and who we would become guided our discovery. Had we simply been told that we would be athletes, musicians, and everything it means to be a Blue Knight in freshman year, we would not gain the depth of experience that led us to these titles. Depth that embedded these aspects of our lives into our identities. So, how do we know which questions to ask? What is necessary for us as individuals to understand so that we can progress as better people? Well, we must live and go deep within ourselves to determine what we want to know. But these questions are not disclosed by treading on worn paths. Dad, I hope you're listening, because I'll only say this once. You were right. You were right when you told me, as I attempted to skip practice because no one else was going, that the worst thing you can be is like everyone else. Our identities are shaped by challenging what is true, what we believe, and what we've been told. Asking these questions would be futile if everyone charted the same course. There would be no questions, and in turn, nothing novel to reveal within ourselves. So, I cannot stand here and tell you which answers to seek. I can only advise you to stay open, stay curious, and question everything. Thank you.